Love is kisses, holding hands, and laughing. It is late nights, pink skies, and long car rides to see someone. It is memories, smiling, and passion. It is first times, last times, and everything in between. That's just what I think. But for some people, love is
waking up every day and having like your best day.
It's like you're floating almost.
The feeling of love is joy, safety, security.
It's something that you just know whenever you just feel very comfortable with the other person.
What is your name?
Kate.
How old are you?
I'm 15.
Where are you from?
I'm from Cape Girardeau, Missouri.
My name is Catherine Frances Schnell Daniels.
How old are you?
52.
Where are you from?
Well, I'm from St. Paul, Minnesota. That's where I was born. Moved to Rochester, Minnesota. I was 18. Went back up to the Twin Cities till I was 27. And then I moved down to La Crosse, Wisconsin, and now I'm from Quincy.
I'm Garrett.
Okay. How old are you?
18.
Where are you guys from?
From Quincy.
My name is Jen Larson.
How old are you?
31.
Where are you from?
I was born in Chicago, Illinois.
Name's Belle.
How old are you?
15.
Where are you from?
Quincy.
Carolyn House.
How old are you?
Oh my God. I'm 77 and I'll be 78 in, let's see, March to April.
How did you grow up?
I grew up with my brother, and my grandma was around a lot of the time because my parents worked.
Have you been in love?
Yeah.
Can you describe the feeling of love?
It's something that you just know whenever you just feel very comfortable with the other person.
How has love impacted your life, and has it changed it for the worse or the better?
Better, and it's impacted my life in a lot of good and I guess bad ways too, but you can find it in everything. So, what have past relationships taught me? You shouldn't trust everyone just because you love them, because they could really suck. That's just the tea.
Do you believe in soulmates?
Yeah.
Is being physically attractive important?
I mean, to an extent, but whenever somebody has like a really good personality that you like a lot, it's just going to make them more attractive in general.
And what's your definition of soulmates?
Somebody that's just meant for you and like you're the perfect match. Like it's so perfect that it has to be planned out some other way.
What is a relationship deal breaker to you?
If I can't trust you and like have a really good conversation with you at any point in time, because that's just a basic foundation.
What is your ideal person like?
Funny and charming and just really like ready to do whatever. Not boring.
How important is it for your goals to match up with your partners?
It's really important because at some point, if they don't match up, you're just gonna fight about it. So be like, you know you're in love whenever you feel completely comfortable with the other person and you'll go like places you wouldn't go for other people, like to save the relationship. Like you'll do more and you'll let more go.
What is the good and bad of being in a relationship?
The good would be like the constant comfort and like companionship you have with the other person, and then the bad is like you kind of have to build everything like around that person for the time. If it's like a super serious relationship, you have to, I guess, like consult. You have to work with a different, like another person. Whereas when you're single, you can just kind of do whatever.
How did you grow up? Like, did you have a good childhood?
Yeah, I think so. I had a pretty good childhood. I have a brother and a sister, so I'm the youngest of 3. So I think that's influenced me a lot on whatever I do. But yeah, as far as childhood goes, I'd say it's pretty average.
Have you been in love?
I once thought I was, but it turned out I was not. By your definition, yes, I do believe that there are soulmates. I don't necessarily believe that you have to love, be in love with them. But I think you can have soulmates.
It can be like friends.
Yes, exactly.
What have past relationships taught you?
They've taught me a lot about myself and what I kind of want out of a relationship. I think that they've taught me that I have to give parts of myself away that I don't necessarily know that I want to give away. Also, like, to me, I think one of the biggest things about a relationship is going to have to be trust. Because if you don't trust the person that you're in a relationship with, you're constantly worrying about, what could happen or what couldn't happen and all that stuff. So I don't have really minuscule things that I like pinpoint and pick about people. I think like as an overall person, if you're a terrible person, then I don't want to be with you. Like if you can't, I guess my answer would be communication. If you can't communicate things to me, then there's no point in me having a relationship with you because we can't communicate. Like if you're not telling me things and you're just not hiding them, but you know what I mean? Like
Just not saying it.
just not saying it. Like there's like, I don't know how to describe it. Like I appreciate like people preemptively telling me things instead of like doing something, having me worry about it for a really long time, and then afterwards saying, oh, by the way, I was here, or I was doing this, or, this happened, and da-da-da-da-da. Because immediately my reaction is, oh my god, this person's dead. Why are they not communicating what they're doing? Like, what's going on here? Or just feelings in general, like, well, how do you feel about this? Like, things like that. If you can't communicate that to me, then that's not, I think that would be the deal breaker.
So, what is your ideal person like?
Tom Hardy. Like people who are very classy, like very gentlemanly, but not necessarily in a like chauvinistic way. Like, I'm gonna open this door, and if you don't say thank you, I'm gonna point out to you that I opened the door for you so I can get that thank you. Like, just naturally gentlemanly and classy. I think I really go for someone who has really nice eyes a lot of the time. And really, like a really good head of hair. Because I think personality-wise, I like someone who can act silly, but who can also be like serious at times, because I can be both at the same time sometimes. So I like someone that I can like joke around with, but also have like really serious conversations with.
So, is being physically attractive important to you?
On like a scale of 1 to 10, I would rank it at maybe like a 4. Yes, obviously you want to be physically attracted to the person that you're going to be in a relationship with, but it's not that big of a deal, because if you have like a stellar personality, like that attracts me more than like super good looks. You know what I mean? Like, just people who are really pretty are really scary. I don't like, super pretty people, but I also don't like super ugly. So I feel like if you take care of yourself as far as like grooming wise and like, all of that, the stuff that you should be regularly doing on a daily basis, then you're going to be pretty good.
So, how important is it for your goals to match up with your partner's goals?
I am like a unicorn when it comes to this, because I like a person who's completely different from me. Goal-wise, I obviously have things that I want to achieve, but I want them to have like a separate thing that they also want to achieve, and just kind of work as a team towards both of those goals. So they don't have to like match up, but our values, I think, are more important to match up, and not necessarily our goals. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, I would rather have a person who values the same thing as I do and is working towards his own personal goal, as opposed to, I don't know, having the same overall thing that I want to achieve.
When do you know you're in love?
I think when it doesn't really feel like, I don't know, I think it's hard, because like when I thought I was, it just clicked. It was simple, it was easy, it was nice. But there's different kinds of love. So I don't think I can answer that in like a full answer, because I think I don't have a type that I look for. And I think people who have types just have like, this is what I need to achieve by this, are really set on this thing, or like with people. But I don't think, I don't know.
What is the good and bad of being in a relationship?
I think the good in the relationship is having someone to like share a bunch of stuff with, like everything. Like you can share yourself with them and they can share themselves with you. And like building things together, like relationships with different like friends and things like that, and just like building like a strong relationship between the two of you. I think the bad part of it is that I'm severely independent. And so there are times where I don't want anyone around ever for a really long time, or like there are times where I just want to pick up and leave, and I do that. And I think that if I were to have a relationship like that was very serious, that it wouldn't be something that I would be able to do as often as I would like, I think. But again, it also depends on the person.
How did you grow up?
I grew up with an older sister, and my parents were together. They are married.
Have you been in love?
I think so.
Can you describe the feeling of love?
Like, it's like super happy. It's like you're floating almost, I think.
How has love impacted your life, and has it changed it for the worse or the better?
I think love has impacted my life in many ways because, like, there are multiple, like, family loves, friendships that I've gained, and I think it has impacted my life in a good way because it showed me, like, it's helped me grow and become the person I am today.
What have past relationships taught you?
That a lot of people don't really know what they want, especially not now, like at our age, and that there's always time to, like, it's always okay to not want to be with somebody.
Do you believe in soulmates?
I believe in different types of soulmates. Like friendship, I think you could be a soulmate with somebody that you're just friends with, or I think you can be soulmates with, like, your parents because of the types of love they give you.
Is being physically attractive important?
I think so, but I also think that there are different levels of physical attraction. Like, there's always gonna be a type of, like, oh, they're pretty, oh, they're not. But I think there's also, like, physical attraction in the sense of, like, they, like a pull, like, you are attracted to them for certain things. Maybe, like, the way, like, not really just, like, how they look, but, like, how they hold themselves, like, how they dress and stuff like that.
What is a relationship deal breaker to you?
I would like to say, like, dishonesty, but I feel like there's kind of more than just that, but that's the biggest one, for sure.
What is your ideal person like?
Like, my ideal person would have to be somebody that's, like, super happy, not really happy, but can, like, very comical, like, they can make jokes with me and bubbly, but also they know when to, like, be, how do I say, like, be mature in certain ways, but I also like somebody that, like, you can joke around with and have fun and be adventurous with.
When do you know you're in love?
I think that you know you're in love when you start to plan future, like a future with the person you are with, like, involved with. I think that's when you know that you're in love with them.
How important is it for your goals to match up with your partners?
I think it's important for certain types of goals to match up with my partners, like, doing well in school, being respectful to people, that's important. But there are things that are obviously going to be different for reasons that we're not the same person.
What is the good and bad of being in a relationship?
I think the good of being in a relationship is having somebody that's always there for you and that's always, like, willing to share, like like you get to make memories with somebody, and that's a good thing. And then I think the bad is you don't get to learn like how to be independent, and a lot of the times people, especially my age, start to change and grow away from the person they're supposed to be because of the relationship they're in.
How was your childhood?
It was a good childhood. I had we had 5 kids in our family and my parents. And we had a lot of neighborhood friends, so we used to play a lot in the neighborhood. Kick the can and all these other capture the flag. I remember that. That was a lot of fun.
How many brothers and sisters do you have?
So I have an older brother, an older sister, a younger sister, and a younger brother. We were poor. We lived in a small house, a 2-bedroom house basically, and we made some other rooms into bedrooms. My dad lived on Social Security disabilities. That's how most of our income came. So I started working when I was 12, and I worked full-time babysitting when I was 12 and 13, and then 14, and when I was 15 I got a full-time, well, not a full-time, I got a 20-hour-a-week job working as a dietary aide in a nursing home.
Have you been in love?
Yes, I have.
Can you describe the feeling of love?
The feeling of love is joy, safety, security. That's what I think is love.
How has love impacted your life, and has it changed it for the worse or the better?
Love has impacted my life by, I think it's made it better. How has it made it better? I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. But I think it's made it better because it's important to have people that you can rely on. And, you know, I have family members that I love, especially my daughter, who has been pretty marvelous and taught me a lot about love, unconditional love especially. But it makes your life better. It just makes it better.
What have past relationships taught you?
Past relationships have taught me sometimes that people that love each other don't always get along. And sometimes just because you love somebody doesn't always mean that you're going to be with them.
Do you believe in soulmates?
You know, when I was young, I did. I always thought that there would be one person for me. And then as I've gotten older, I really don't believe in soulmates. I think that part of love is working at it. And you both have to want to work at love in order for it to work out.
How is love different than it was when you were first married?
Well, because I lost my husband, as you all know, it's very different after having known somebody for 55 years and then being married to them for 53 years. So it leaves a big hole in your life when that person you were with for so long is gone.
What did you love most about Grandpa?
That's really easy for me because Grandpa was probably the first person, or maybe the only person in my life who taught me what unconditional love was about. That is to accept me with all my faults or warts or, issues that weren't as pleasant, as well as things that I added to his life. You know, that Grandpa was the one true person I really loved. I dated a lot of people, but that was more, infatuation or, just wanting to date. But yes, with him, it really was. And it took me a little while to learn that. At first I thought he was a jerk. But, as I got to know him more and I knew, what he believed and what he wanted out of life. And he just was a really good, solid, hardworking, lovable person. So then, I probably knew. Well, we may have known we loved each other at the same time, but he was pretty guarded about saying I love you. I remember he said to me one time when we took a trip to my home in Upper Michigan, and he said, I have something to tell you in 3 months. And I thought, what the heck is that? You don't say that kind of thing to me because, I just want to know right away.
Yeah.
But he didn't tell me. It wasn't 3 months, but, he took his time to make sure that I guess I really loved him before he would risk telling me that he loved me and wanted to marry me. I think that was okay. I think that's one of the problems with, today is that people tend to, meet each other and they might hook up sexually, right away before, you can develop that relationship to know what the person is all about, or if you really care about him, or are you just attracted to him for the moment, for whatever reason, he's good looking or she's good looking or whatever, it might be. So.
Can you describe the feeling of love?
Well, there's not really a way to describe it because love comes out, or it plays off in, different ways, right?
How has love impacted your life, and has it changed it for the worse or the better?
Definitely for the better. Because we're living together now, and we do everything together, and we just, it's not a problem. We just love being with each other all the time.
Okay. Do you guys believe in soulmates?
Yeah. I got him. Looks do kind of matter in a way because, you got to think about it at first. That's why you would approach somebody, is because you think they're attractive.
Love? Well, let me tell you something. I have never been in love until now. I've been in relationships, but I've never been in love, and I can say now I am in love, and it sucks. Love sucks, but it's great. Love goes so many different ways. Sometimes we hate each other. We want to tear each other's heads off. But at the end of the day, we say I love you. That's all that matters.
Okay, so how do you handle fights?
How do we handle fights?
Very poorly.
We're actually at a point in our relationship now where we're trying to learn how to handle certain situations, and I think it's because living together so soon in the situations that we've been in, it's really hard to deal with certain things, so we're kind of just learning. But I can say one thing: we need to learn both. We both need to learn that getting the last word in is not always the right thing to do. So
I do everything for him in some kind of way.
He does.
I'm always either with him or working, and then I'll go right home to him. Everything's for us, so I definitely see a future.
So, were you looking for love when you found each other?
No. I was actually trying to get out of love. I was literally trying to be done with love. I was trying just to move on. I was kind of just trying to do me, and then I realized, holy cow, this is I feel like probably the only opportunity I'll ever get in my life to actually meet somebody this genuine. So I was like, you're coming with me. And here we are, a year and a month later. About almost, it's probably been a couple months now. I lost my mom about a couple months ago, and Garrett has been by my side through every step of the way. Mind you, it was a suicide crime, so it was very hard to deal with. I don't really know what to say. I dealt with it very, very hard, and Garrett has been there with me every step of the way. And with only being a couple months later, I'm doing very well. I'm adapting to my new life very well, but he keeps me sane, so that's really good. He keeps me together, and I couldn't ask for anybody better. What I love most about Garrett is that he is not like anybody else that's walked past me before. When I say that, I mean I have never talked or had any sort of feeling like for anybody like I do him. Like he's different, and our love is unique, and not even that. Like when we got together, I came out as gay too, and he helped me adapt to that lifestyle very, very well, and I live my life with Garrett.
So, how do you know you're in love?
I've never felt like this before.
What did you think when you met him?
This is it. Like, this is who I'm gonna be with for the rest of my life.
Helped me? Oh my gosh. Well, he's made me come out of my shell a lot. I've felt more comfortable with who I am, being with him, but I mean, I don't know. He helps me stay motivated to do things for our future.
How do you feel when you are around him?
I feel accepted, comfortable. Like I feel like I'm in the right place.
How do you know you're in love?
I don't know. It's hard to explain. Like I've never really felt like this before. Like it's just something you don't know. Like you know it's there when it's there because it's something different.
And so, people expect partners to be friends, and we are friends, but we're just
Best buddies.
we're just best friends. We don't
Like, you can be really close with... That was, weak. You can be really close with somebody, and it doesn't mean you're dating. But everyone takes it that way. And I get that it's, fun for people online that, follow us to, entertain the fact, but I've gotten, some really weird messages about it that are are you...
People
sure?
think she's fantasizing
Yeah,
over me.
that I'm just or we're, dating other people to cover up, us.
Yeah, it's healthy relationships, healthy friendships have to be dating because
We're gay.
we're gay. And I think it can happen with straight people, but it's more accepted to have a guy best friend, but everyone still thinks you're dating.
Yeah, or like each other. I mean, a lot of people have gotten it through their heads that we're not actually a thing, but people that don't even know me that are just my friends and stuff are oh, it's so obvious that Kate likes Aaron and it's annoying, and that just...
How do you show you love each other?
Kisses.
We just spend time with each other.
Be friends.
We just hang out. Or, we get each other gifts on, Valentine's Day.
And, whenever the other person does something wrong, even if you know it's going to make them mad, you tell them. Because we are friends, so we care about each other.
You will always be able to find someone out there that will like you for who you are.
If you think you have to second guess somebody, they probably aren't really the person for you.
Love you too. Bye-bye.